Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a beat in the style of Internet Money on more of the melodic side. So we're talking Dro Kenji, Low Tekka, Tana type vibes. We're going to start with the melody, get to the drums, explain the sound selection, the type of stuff they like to use. So let's get into it. Alright. So I'm thinking we're gonna start with, I usually when I like to cook up my melodies, I start with a keyboard or a piano, and then we'll see if we stick with the piano or if we switch it to a different sound. Internet Money likes to use a lot of fast-paced beats, so like 150 to 170. So let's do like 163. I don't have a lot of music theory, so I kind of just play around. You get used to the piano roll, you kind of know what sounds like what just from looking at it, at least I do. So I kind of just play around until I find something that I like with the root notes. Alright, let's start with the bass notes, or the root notes, sorry. Alright, so I'm just going to start layering these chords and see what we can cook up. Alright, let's see what we can cook up with this. Let's add another level, give it more lows, make it more full. Whoops. Alright, let's add a couple more notes in the middle and then maybe add a top line. We'll see. So a lot of times Internet Money's melodies are pretty simple and catchy, nothing too crazy. For like melodic type beats, a lot of Tekka beats are pretty, I mean the melodies sound crazy, but it's pretty simple for the most part. Alright, and then let's strum this so it's not, all the notes aren't clashing at once on the chords. And then randomize it with Alt R so it sounds more realistic, doesn't sound like it's just plasticky. So I feel like it's a pretty good bass line. I mean, we can add some more counters later if we want to. So a lot of times what I like to do actually is keep like this section and then we'll add a top layer and see if I like it or not. And then if we do, we'll keep it. If not, then we'll just get rid of it. So. Alright, I actually do like that top line. We'll see if we'll keep it when we add counter melodies. Then let's change the key. I'm thinking. I think what we're gonna do, we'll export this just in case. because I think I'm gonna switch. I'm not gonna use piano. So I'm thinking we're gonna let's go to analog lab. Let's find a nice key or a pad or synth or something to replace that keyboard with, or the piano with. Alright, I found this. I like this for, I don't know about the top line, but I like this part. So we're gonna rock with this. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep this. Add some effects, make it a little less dry. Alright, let's find another sound that we can get those top notes sounding better, because I didn't really like how the top notes sounded with that analog lab preset. So let's copy this, put it into Electra X, and find a good layer. I'm gonna try to find an ARP. A lot of Nick Mira and Pario and Rio Leva, they like to use ARPs in a lot of their beats. Maybe we can find a cool ARP or a pad. And then flip it maybe. Let's see. I'm trying to find something like kind of spacey. Oh, this has potential. A lot of internet money type beats or melodies, they like to add subtle melodies that you probably wouldn't even be able to notice with an artist recording over it. I like to do that a lot too in my melodies. Just gives it a little bit of a texture. Yeah, I like that. It's fire. So I'm thinking we're just gonna get rid of that top line we had earlier altogether, because I'm liking how this is sounding without the top line. So yeah, so far pretty simple, but like it's pretty easy to flow on. Alright, let's find another sound to maybe layer with, or we can find a counter melody. I think I'm gonna find a lead for this counter melody actually. I was gonna do a key, but let's go to Serum, see if we find anything cool in Serum. Serum has a bunch of like good leads, so it's not just for like rage stuff and hyper pop and all that. There's a lot of good stuff for like softer melodic melodies too. Alright, so this is in G minor, I believe. So what I like to do to play around for counter melodies, unless you have a MIDI keyboard, I have one but it's just not hooked up right now, but you can go up here to this typing keyboard or piano keyboard, and you can change it to being keys. So it's G minor, so you just go to G, then minor melodic, and then you can play anything on your keyboard and it'll be in tune with the melody. Just like that, I already found something we can work with. See, something just catchy like that, that's perfect. Sometimes what I like to do too, if I'm not like too sure about the sound yet, I'll keep that and then just copy and paste and see if I can find another one that might be better than this. But let's see if we can play around with this. Alright, I like that. Just keep it simple. Also, for counter melodies, I like to pan them left or right a little bit so that not all clashing in the middle. Same with textures too. I'm gonna try throwing some Portal on this, see if we can make it sound a little cooler. I actually kind of like that. What we could do, I'm gonna render it with the Portal and then render it without the Portal. So we'll have two different same counter melody but two different sounds. It's almost like a completely different sound. That's another thing I like to do too. So we got this one. And this one. See, it's almost like a completely different sound. It's the power. It's a completely different sound. It's the power of Portal. So then we can have both. Not layered, but you know, switching off from each other. Usually I like to just listen throughout it and listen to it throughout and just picture if I can hear another counter melody. You don't want to make it too complicated to the point where, you know, an artist can't even function on it unless it's a beat that's supposed to be crazy, but in this case it's just a melodic beat. It doesn't have to have so many layers. I think I'm gonna add one more counter, but just something like subtle. I find a good one shot to use. See, I also want to make sure it's not too alike with the other counter melodies. Yeah, that's good. All right, add some effects. Thinking some echo boy. You can play around with one shots a lot. One thing that I like to do, so say if it's like a key like this where it's like kind of like a bell, you can offset it, but bleed. And now it's more like it's less like like a key, more of a lead or a flute. Alright, now I'm just gonna add a bass and then I think we're done with the melody. And then we'll get to the drums. Let's try this one. Alright. Rock with that. Let's throw some drums on this and so pretty much Internet Money likes to use a lot of simpler drums. Well, it depends. I mean, for a lot of like Tekka beats, Kenji beats, the drums are fairly simple. They're not like crazy rolls and all of that. So for the most part, I mean, it depends, but for this beat, I'm thinking more simple. We'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit more. 165. Doesn't matter what order you go in with drums, but like sometimes I'll start with 808, sometimes I'll start with clap, sometimes I'll start with hi-hats. It doesn't really matter the order, but I have an idea of what I want for like open hat and snare bounce first, so I'm gonna start with that and then get to the hi-hats. And personally, I like to mix my stuff as I go, or level it at least. I know a lot of people just throw the drums on and then mix it after, but that's just how I've always done it. It just saves time for me, I guess. Alright, let's find a nice snare. Counter snare. For this one though, I'm not feeling we need any rolls, anything crazy. So we're just gonna keep it simple for now. Let's add hi-hats. And then for bounce, I don't know how to explain it. I just have an ear for it, I guess, at this point. It's hard to explain. Like, you just gotta listen to it. Like right there, I hear a roll. Then a roll right there. So what you can do, you can either use the brush for rolls and then click what step you want. Go like this. Or you can, what I like to do, you just expand it, Alt U, and then you can chop it with the time multiplier. That easy. Lower right here. So we got a simple pattern, nothing too crazy. What I like to do is randomize it just a little bit, like around here, just so it gives it more bounce and it's not as plastic sounding, I guess. All right, now on to the 808. All right, so we just got the root notes. So all we really have to do is just find the bounce. Internet Money, you know, they're all over the place with 808s. For a lot of Tekka beats though, they're very simple, repetitive too. Same with Kenji. I mean, it just depends on the artist that they have. Like Richard Miri, his 808s are crazy. That easy. For this main melody, we're gonna cut off some of the lows so the 808 isn't clashing as much. Alright, that's pretty much it with the drums, so now we just gotta lay it out. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys learned something new. I plan on posting more often. I'm gonna be pushing content on TikTok, Instagram, more content on here. I'm planning on live streaming too, so you guys can see this in real time. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations on what you want to see, how my editing was. Let me know. I don't know, this is my first time doing something like this, so it might be a little shaky. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I appreciate you guys' support. If you guys want to check out my beats, I post on my other channel, Prod Sky. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a good one.